So the Indiana Pacers, a team that has been pretty mediocre for a long time now in the NBA. I'm sorry, Pistons fans. I do not mean to take a jab at you. Fortunately for you today, I'm going to go ahead and fix your problems. So welcome back to another rebuild today here on the channel, man. We are going to be doing an Indiana Pacers offseason rebuild, if you couldn't tell that today. So for a long time now, I would say the Pacers have been one of those teams that's always on the cusp in the realm of being in the playoffs. They have been a playoff team in recent years. That being said, they're never really good enough to go ahead and actually do anything, and I don't really think a lot of people out there really do think they're going to do anything with this current core, that being said. So today, it's a 3-year rebuild. It's an unrealistic rebuild. As always, if you guys have been enjoying these videos lately, man, you'd like to leave a like on this video. You guys got any other video ideas you want to leave down below in the comment section? Maybe while you're down there, if you do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, man. It takes 2 seconds. It's free, and we'd love to have you around here. So, yeah, Pacers rebuild. I haven't done a Pacers rebuild in a minute. You guys were wanting to see it. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend so far. Happy Saturday to all of you. I'm excited for this one, man. Also, I still don't have an updated shared file. So, yeah, basically, the way I've been doing these, I don't have an updated shared file. So, I'm kind of just worrying about the one team that I am using, making sure their roster is as accurate as possible. And that's what I did today with the Pacers. So, sorry about the rant. Hopefully this intro hasn't been too long. Let's get into it. So as I'm sure a lot of you do know if you've been watching these off-season rebuilds for a minute now, I typically do not make any trades in the first season just because I do like to kind of go ahead and see what this team's actually going to look like, you know, according to 2K next year at least. So we will do a quick roster overview. That being said, the only 2 rookies that we have on this team that they drafted are Chris Duarte and Isaiah Jackson. They actually drafted 4, I believe. I will go ahead and read you from this list right now. Let me just see. Who are these people they drafted? Yeah. So they got Duarte. They got Isaiah Jackson. That's from the Lakers pick at 22. They traded Isaiah Todd via their pick. Okay, at 54, they traded something named Sandro something to the Bucks. Oh, they've traded both of them to the Bucks. Okay, that makes sense. So I didn't see that part. I guess they technically did draft 4 players though. So roster overview time. Malcolm Brogdon, TJ McConnell, bringing him back on a 4-year deal was an absolute necessity in my opinion. I believe he was close to leading the league in steals last year. He was probably pretty damn close, but at one point he was definitely ahead. Definitely was number 1. Brogdon's obviously a pretty solid, you know, point guard as well. I mean, end of the day, is he a star? I don't really know. He's definitely better than a role player, but I don't know if he's at a star level yet. I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing with him today. LeVert came over. I believe, was that last offseason now? I believe so. Edmund Summer, Aaron Holiday, Chris Duarte, they obviously drafted. So I'd like to maybe get Duarte some playing time at some point. He was a high pick right there. Yeah, 13. It's a pretty high pick. I'd like to get him playing time at some point. Unfortunately, there's just a lot of people ahead of him right now, so we'll see. Torrey Craig was an interesting signing. That was honestly a pretty good signing. I'm assuming they're probably using him to kind of go ahead and replace Doug McDermott, who is now in San Antonio. They obviously just lost him. This is a pretty fair contract, I'd say. It's actually a 2-year, $10 million deal. I don't know why there's an extra 25 or however much money that is on there, but yeah. Not a bad contract whatsoever. Can be a decent three-point shooter off the bench for them. I'm assuming he's probably not going to start any which way. Obviously, Jeremy Lamb could play the backup too if you had him have him. But I'm assuming they're probably going to run Torrey Craig more as a stretch 4 off the bench. So I'm interested to see what I'll do with TJ Warren. Again, he's kind of on the cusp for me of whether, you know, one of those guys I can keep the entire video. And again, I'm not trying to piss you off, Pacers fans. I'm really not. I'm just have to go ahead and win a championship in 3 years. So I love Domantas Sabonis. I trade for him all the time in my videos. He's probably the one 100%. If you want to put it untouchable today, he's not completely untouchable. I mean, if some crazy-ass trade comes up, that's just absolutely perfect. I'm obviously not going to move him. But, yeah, O'Shea Brissett, who I actually didn't even know was on this team. When did he come over from Toronto? I actually have absolutely no idea. But he'll probably be somewhat in the rotation. I do want to play Torrey Craig because I do think Torrey Craig is definitely better right now. So it'll probably be Lamb and Craig both off the bench for the 2, you know, the 3 and the 4 backup spots. And then eventually Isaiah Jackson, I would like to get minutes. Big body power forward, kind of, you know, more of an old school power forward, if you will. Could honestly maybe get some minutes at the backup center spot. But that's for the GOAT, Goga. I believe it's Bataj's Day. I'm not going to even try to pronounce it. And I love Miles Turner. His name's been in trade rumors for as long as I can remember. But I don't think Pacers fans want him to trade him. I don't think he's going to be traded. I don't really think it makes much sense. That being said, I do understand it in the aspect of if you're the Pacers right now, if I was running the Pacers, I do apologize. Also, I don't have Rick Carlisle because I have to start at a simulated point, and he was already well gone by that point. But that being said, if I was the Pacers, I don't know if Miles Turner's the guy I'm trading, but you have to trade somebody in this lineup. I understand how hard it is to go ahead and maybe trade guys that have been in your starting lineup for a long time, but I hate to break it to you. Brogdon, LeVert, Warren, Sabonis, and Miles Turner is never getting you anything better than maybe a 4 or 5 seed in the East. And that's like a hard cap, I would say. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, or I'm just giving you my opinion right now, but this team's not winning anything right now. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of decently good contracts right now. I mean, price-wise for Turner, Sabonis, and TJ Warren, all of these contracts really beautiful. You can honestly say LeVert and even Brogdon, like they're starting fives on very good contracts. There's not a lot of bad contracts on this team. So that's one of the bonuses, man. I know this is supposed to just be a roster overview, and I kind of went a little bit of a tangent. So we will stop doing that now, but we're going to go ahead and set the rotation. I'm obviously going to be making moves that I see fit today. But again, I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I don't want to trade your favorite player, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and this is going to be the team for year number 1. I will see you guys at the rotation. So our first year here in Indiana, the starting 5 is obviously looking like exactly what we thought it was going to be. Surprisingly enough, the game actually wanted TJ McConnell to start over Malcolm Brogdon. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't watch a lot of Pacers games. I mean, I'm obviously not trying to compare 2K to what I actually do in real life, but did TJ McConnell ever start for Indiana? Like, not including any injury games or anything like that? I don't know. If any of you want to let me know in the comment section, I would appreciate it. Other than that, this is how it's going to look. Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert, TJ Warren, Domantas Sabonis, and Miles Turner are going to be the starting 5 here for year number 1. Our bench unit, TJ McConnell, Jeremy Lamb, Goga, Torrey Craig, and Aaron Holiday. I told you guys Torrey Craig was going to be getting minutes as our stretch 3, stretch 4, whatever the hell you want to call him. So him and Jeremy Lamb are going to be getting those minutes. I actually decided to give Aaron Holiday minutes over Edmund Summer. I like Holiday's potential quite a bit. I want to go ahead and see if I can kind of develop that. So I'm probably going to eventually try, as I mentioned, to get minutes to Isaiah Jackson and Chris Duarte. Can I send him to G League? Somebody explain to me how to do this, and I just wholeheartedly screwed up. I think I have to sign guys to 2-way contracts. It's honestly just too much of a pain in the ass for me in a 3-year rebuild. If it was a 5-year rebuild, I'd probably do it, but it's just really not worth it for me here today. So this is the squad. They actually have us at number 29 in the power rankings. That's not exactly what you want to see, but hey, we will see. I do think this team could be a playoff team, though. I don't think we're going to be winning anything, but hopefully, continue the road of mediocrity. I will see you guys at the end of year number 1. Year number 1 has come to a close. We finished as a 9 seed, so technically here in 2K, when they don't have the updated play-in tournament, we are not in the playoffs. This team is actually in the play-in tournament last year. So yeah, not exactly the spot we were looking for. It would have been cool to be in the playoffs, but at the end of the day, this team wasn't winning anything. We end up with a lottery pick now. I can live with it. Joel Embiid, your MVP. Almost 30 points a game, 15 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1 steal. He's very good. Cade, Rookie of the Year in Detroit. Evan Mobley, 6th Man of the Year. Jonathan, yeah, you can ignore that. Mo Bamba actually wins Most Improved. Don't see that a lot. Stan Van Gundy, oh boy, here come the Pelicans. We do this once a video, man. LeVert led us in scoring. Sabonis, Malcolm Brogdon, TJ Warren, Miles Turner. Okay, I would like to try to find like a 20, 25 point per game score. I mean, I know I just can't snap and have one come out of thin air, but that would be an ideal, target goal for me this offseason if I was able to go ahead and get that done. So, simulating these playoffs, the Celtics somehow always seem to win the finals in the first season. The Celtics or the Pelicans. I feel like that's always it in the first season, and I just find that hilarious because there's not a goddamn chance in hell that either of those teams are even in the finals next season. We will head up to league meetings right now. No thank you, and no thank you. What does that even say? Shot clock? Oh, yeah. So that's like the old rule, right? Because like obviously you have 24 seconds, you shoot it, you hit the rim. Now it goes down to 14. Didn't it used to go back to 24? I mean, I like it a lot more at 14, but I'm pretty sure it used to go back to 24. So we are in the lottery. That being said, if we're gonna get really lucky, we're gonna have to get really lucky because we have the 14th projected pick right now, and we do stick right at 14. So it is what it is. I will try to go ahead and try to find Rick Carlisle. I have no idea if he's going to be here or not. I'd like to have him on this team, but at the end of the day, it's just my head coach. I'm really not going to hunt for him for a long time. So I don't see him here. We're probably just going to go ahead and hire somebody. It's really not that big of a deal. So I actually do like Billy Donovan. I've had good luck with him in the past, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can kind of hopefully continue that luck. Greg Foster actually has some decent ratings, and here in 2K in the second offseason, there are some pretty bad assistant coaches. Lionel Hollins, unfortunately, is not one of them, and I would like him here. Not unfortunately. Fortunately, is not one of them. Kenny Johnson's fine, and I want an A trainer, so goodbye. And my guy, Sean Navarro. Okay, cool. Donovan doesn't want to come here. That kind of sucks. Salas, if you want to come here. Cool. Okay, now heading up to the draft, 14th overall pick. Am I going to make a blockbuster right now? I have absolutely no idea. We have the 25th overall pick as well in the second round from Miami Heat. I have no idea where that second round pick came from, but I just spit everywhere. That's fucking gross. Okay, do I want to go ahead and make a big trade? If I do, it's probably including one of these two. I like Turner a lot. He's on a very good contract. Not that these two aren't on good contracts. I'm just saying I like the defensive aspect that Turner brings to that center spot, and obviously Sabonis isn't going anywhere. So I will see you guys with a possible move. So just because of how good he actually plays in 2K, it's actually not a bad idea to get Ben Simmons in this. I mean, he just averaged under 21 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals a game. I mean, obviously he's still not shooting the three-point ball. He's shooting 68% from the field. I'm assuming that does, like, probably not mid-range jumpers or anything like that, but I would like to get Ben Simmons on this team. He's obviously a defensive stud. I would give up the 14th overall pick, and honestly, I'd give you Torrey Craig as well. just because I'm probably going to move away from him, I would say either way. So I'd probably give you my first round pick next year, like top 5 protected just in case. And then maybe one more first in 2025. There you do that. So it's a lot. I know that for Ben Simmons. I'm just saying if you look at his numbers in this game, it's 100% worth it. No, that is never a trade I would do in real life with all of that. I'm not saying necessarily that. I don't think Ben Simmons to the Pacers for Malcolm Brogdon would be the worst idea in the world for either side. I'm not saying it should happen, but I'm just saying it's not a bad hypothetical. We'll see, though. But Ben Simmons is going to be our new point guard here. That is kind of the one, big move I'm assuming we're kind of making this offseason. We're probably not going to draft anybody at 25 in the second round. I don't really need anybody there. You can have fun in LA. Goga and O'Shea Brissett both going to be coming back qualifying. I'll give Aaron Holiday the qualifying. At the end of the day, if he gets a big offer, I'm probably not going to match it. Just because he was our 10th guy in the rotation last year. So we do have a pretty big free agency. TJ Warren is definitely somebody I don't want to just let go. I can give him up to $34 million. I'm actually probably going to give him around 28, or I'll probably flat that, just because I think at some point in time I probably will trade him, and I'm also not just going to let Jeremy Lamb go for nothing. So we get both of them back. I'm probably going to let Edmund Summer go just because I do have Aaron Holiday here. I don't need both of them by any means, and I do like Aaron Holiday, as I mentioned prior to this. And again, if he still gets a big contract, I'm still probably not going to match it, but he wants like $8 million. That's fine. I can live with that for now, anyways. So we kind of made our one big move. I'm iffy on LeVert just because he is a free agent next year. I mean, he's not playing bad by any means, but it'll be interesting. I do think I want to maybe get another really good three-point shooter on this team. Just I don't know where it's going to be. Just maybe somewhere. I think O'Shea Brissett, I know I just brought him back on a team option, but I do kind of want to play Isaiah Jackson, so he could be gone. Is Goga a free? No, he should have another year, right? Correct? No, he's a free agent next year. Okay. That's going to be a tough decision for me at some point in time. I'm sticking with Jeremy Lamb. I'm probably going to stick with Aaron Holiday. I like McConnell's obviously locked up. So, I mean, everybody on this team, especially on the bench, is locked up, I would say, besides maybe O'Shea Brissett and Goga. So, I think probably at this point in time, O'Shea Brissett's just going to get me a first-round pick. I obviously gave up a couple of them in the Ben Simmons deal. I do want to get Isaiah Jackson some playing minutes. So, these two are really not comparable. They're very different types of power forwards, I would say. I mean, one's probably more of a stretch for. The other's, an old generic kind of big body power forward. So, nothing against O'Shea Brissett. I just want to go ahead and get our first-round pick, some playing time from first-round pick from 2 years ago, if you will. But, yeah, first-round pick from the Grizzlies, kind of just reloading on that first-round pick we gave for Ben Simmons. Works for me. So, Simmons is going to be, the kind of the new point guard of this team. I think he's going to hopefully help contribute to a playoff spot this year. I do like the moves we made. I'm not saying we're 100% done making moves with this core, but I'm comfortable with this team for now. I will see you guys at the start of year number 2. We have arrived at the start of the second season for us here in Indiana. We have obviously made one big move to the starting 5, that being the insertion of Ben Simmons instead of Malcolm Brogdon. I think defensively and honestly the fact that he's kind of turned into a weird player that can score the basketball. He's obviously not really that in real life right now. Do I think Ben Simmons still has the potential to be very good? I do. I'm not, as much as I shit on him on Twitter, me and, to be light, I guess, like the rest of the basketball community or the rest of Twitter, if you will. I'm not trying to make fun of the guy, but, there's some points in time, especially in these past playoffs, that he just looked so fucking bad, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Like passing up a wide open dunk to me was like the final straw for everybody, I would say. And I don't get that. I feel like it's one of those things that's in his head. It's like Markelle Fultz's free throw. It's just, I don't know. It's just something that's up there right now. It's just not clicking. And I do think getting Ben Simmons the hell out of Philadelphia is what needs to happen right now. Kind of funny how, you look at Markelle Fultz gets out of Philadelphia, kind of, making a little bit of a bounce back with his career in Orlando. Will the same thing happen with Ben Simmons if he goes somewhere else? You never know. I'm not talking about Simmons anymore. Ben Simmons, Caris LeVert, TJ Warren, Domantas Sabonis, Miles Turner. The starting 5 here for year number 2. Our bench unit: Jeremy Lamb, TJ McConnell, Goga Bitadze, or however you pronounce it, I'm sorry, Aaron Holiday, and Isaiah Jackson. Our former first-round pick finally getting minutes, and I know Chris Duarte's just sitting here like, what the hell, dude? But I'm going to roll with Holiday. I paid the guy. I'm going to go ahead and give him the minutes. So I think this is definitely a playoff team now. Simmons is obviously pretty much a demigod in this game, as I'm sure a lot of you do know. I mean, just looking at his numbers, I mean, he's very, very good. So I will see you guys at the end of year number 2, hopefully with a pretty competitive team in the playoffs. So our second season here in Indiana definitely went a lot better than our first one. We are finally back in the playoffs as a 4 seed this year. You'll love to see it. Trae Young, your MVP. Oh, he's very good. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year in Charlotte. Wow, they ended up with a number 2 overall pick. Charlotte was that bad. As Preston Chua, you can ignore the fact he's in a Heat jersey. Malachi Flynn, Most Improved. Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year, 61 and 21. Yeah, Atlanta's pretty good. Nate McMillan's was a former Pacers coach, correct? I believe he was. Caris LeVert, Ben Simmons, Domantas Sabonis, TJ Warren, Miles Turner, Jeremy Lamb, Goga, McConnell, Isaiah Jackson. Also, I know I said I'd rather get, a guy who's 20 to 25 points a game. And I know that's not necessarily Ben Simmons. I do think that's something we can still work on this offseason. But I think the addition of Ben Simmons is probably as good as it was getting with the current assets we had last year. I'd also never said that. I'm sorry. Malachi Flynn, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Tristan Thompson. I also forgot to ask you guys, because some of you guys have been asking for a trading Pascal Siakam rebuild, and me doing a rebuild around him. To what team? That's what I need. I appreciate the idea, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea for Toronto to trade Pascal Siakam. But if you want me to do a rebuild around it, where would you like him to go? And I'm sure a lot of you know I record in my basement, so people always walk in and out of here. So yeah, that was me getting interrupted. But my Pascal Siakam point stands. If you want to see a rebuild, let me know where he's going. So we have a first-round matchup against Toronto right now. I think we're better, and we lose in 6. It is time to make some drastic moves because this is the final year, and I'm not risking it anymore. Atlanta goes on to win the finals. Trae Young wins finals MVP along with the regular season MVP awards. So yeah, kind of our final shot here in Indiana. I'm probably going to be making some pretty drastic moves, and this is where I'm going to seriously have to apologize to some of you Pacers fans because I'm sure a lot of you are not going to be happy with some of these. So Steven's not going anywhere. Our trainer's fine. I will sign a new assistant coach. Melvin Hunt. I'm going to sign Melo. Why not? We don't need a scout. We're not drafting anybody. So we will head up to the draft this year, see what we have in the pick department. We have 27. Yeah, no, just don't need it. I'm sorry. Again, I maybe could use that, but this is not the time to be really doing that. So Chris Duarte actually hasn't even played. It's weird to think a 13th overall pick hasn't even played. Why would Garrison Matthew get a qualifying? Goga's going to get the qualifying, though. Am I going to pay him big money? That's still to be, TBD for me. So Turner and Karis LeVert are, the two that I definitely do want to prioritize. Money-wise, how much money do we have here? We have $5 million. So I'm just going to go ahead and probably re-sign these guys. I think Karis LeVert's probably going to be a sign and trade. Again, I am sorry, Pacers fans. I just have to go ahead and, win a championship here today. So don't really have time to be going ahead and, kind of praying that these guys somehow turn it around and end up as a 1 seed next year. So probably going to go ahead and figure out some sort of Karis LeVert deal right now. TJ Warren could be following him. I'm iffy on Turner still. Obviously, Sabonis isn't going anywhere. He's my guy. But, yeah, we're going to make some moves right now. So here's the deal. TJ Warren, Jeremy Lamb, and a future first heading to Minnesota for D'Angelo Russell and Mark Williams. D'Angelo Russell put up 25.5 points a game last year, along with 9 assists. I think a little more playmaking. Him and Ben Simmons is going to be a lot of assists in that backcourt. So D'Lo's going to slide to the shooting guard spot. I did move LeVert up to small forward. I'm still a little hesitant if I want to start him there or not. It's not necessarily my favorite thing in the world, but if it's the only option I end up with, I'll probably end up doing it. Unless I just get some sort of offer here. Let's see, 19.5 points versus, I'm taking LeVert there. Obviously, it's more than just points per game. I understand that. But unless I get some offer here that I just can't refuse, I'm going to make you an offer. I'm kidding. I'm actually really mad I just did that. No, Middleton. All right, we're going to keep Karis LeVert. He's going to be my starting small forward. I don't know. I think I'm trying to figure out a way that I can trim this down to a 9-man rotation. But, McConnell's not going anywhere. I like Aaron Holiday. I do think Duarte could be in the deal. We are obviously bringing Goga back. He wants $18 million. All right, I'll pay Goga just because it's the final year. But yeah, Isaiah Jackson's good. I do need to figure out a new backup small forward. So unless I can go ahead and get a good small forward, so if I throw in Mark Williams and Chris Duarte in a first, unless I get a good small forward here, probably gonna. I said that twice. I would rather have a veteran as the backup small forward. Franz Wagner could be interesting. Wow, that's funny. We got offered both of the Wagners. Yeah, hypothetically, it would be cool to have one of these young guys here. I just really don't need them, so we're probably going to go ahead and do this. Garuba will chill off the bench. I'm going to sign a small forward off the bench, so might just have to be somebody sign and trade. I'm going to sign Tice because the highest overall. We'll do a sign and trade with Daniel Tice, and then we're honestly going to be going for it here with this squad. So Daniel Tice, Usman Garuba, and a first-round pick. Give me a small forward, preferably somebody who's some sort of veteran. Aaron Nesmith's not exactly a veteran, but he might be the highest overall. Oh, Kiki. What? Okay. That's actually a really good deal. We got Isaiah Stewart as well, which actually means Goga's a little bit expendable now. So hypothetically, if I did Karis LeVert, Goga, in a first-round pick, do I get any better offers, maybe? Do I want to bring Paul George back? He averaged 24 points a game last year. This could be a big risk. That could be a big risk, but it might be, or would I prefer just to go in defense and bring Jonathan Isaac in, and I'd get Fultz. See, bringing in Paul George back is not, first of all, it gives me a good title. I understand that he's 4 years older than Karis LeVert, but look at the numbers he's still putting up. Yeah, he went down a little bit from the year before, but I think this is the right move here. he's probably not going to be a 24-point per game guy for us. He's probably going to be around 18, 17 points a game, and I fully understand that. But at the end of the day, Paul George is a much better player than Karis LeVert, even if 2K disagrees with me at this point in time. So I'm going to pull the trigger on this. Paul George is officially coming back to Indiana here, man. He's going to be my starting small forward. PG is back in the building. Do I give him 23 or 24? Or do I give him 13? He's wearing 13 here. I miss old Paul George, like pre-snap his leg in half Paul George. We've made some upgrades to this team. I would say that without a doubt. We also did pick up DeLon Wright. I just don't need him. We have TJ McConnell as our veteran backup point guard. There's really no reason for DeLon Wright to be here. So I'm enjoying the moves we made, man. I will see you guys at the start of the third and final year. So as you can tell right now, we are still doing a 10-man rotation. What I'm actually doing right now is I'm actually limiting the minutes that our bench players are getting. And it's nothing against them. They're all very good. It's actually a pretty decent bench, I would say. It's probably one of the better ones I've actually had in a while. But I want to get a lot of minutes to these starters because I think at the end of the day, the starters getting a lot of minutes has typically always worked out best for me here in 2K. So we're risking it here, man. We obviously made some big moves. We have 2 new starters on this team from last season in D'Angelo Russell, in Paul George. I think it's going to be very good for us here. So here's how it's going to look. Ben Simmons, D'Angelo Russell, Paul George, Domantas Sabonis, and Miles Turner. I also hate Paul George is one of those guys that just annoyingly regresses. I'm not saying Paul George is going to be a 90 overall or whatever the hell overall he is at the start of this in the third season, 2 years down the line when he's 33 years old. But the fact that he averaged 25 points per game last year and he's down to an 85 overall it's kind of disrespectful, honestly. It really is. Anyways, Domantas Sabonis, Miles Turner remain. Saddiq Bey going to be our 6th man here. Isaiah Stewart, TJ McConnell, Aaron Holiday, and Isaiah Jackson. So this is it, man. We're kind of just going for it. We made some big risky moves. Will they work out? I guess only time will tell. I will see you guys at the end of the third and final year. Regular season wise, at least it worked out for us here, man. Our first time being a 1 seed in today's video. We actually haven't even won. Like, I just realized that when we were simulating the regular season. We didn't even won a playoff series yet, man. So we're really going for it right now. Luka, your MVP. Quentin Grimes always wins Rookie of the Year. He always wins 6th man of the year. They somehow never start him because he's listed at small forward. And who is it? They have somebody else starting. I'm sorry. Jonathan Isaac is now in LA and is now still Defensive Player of the Year. Chet Holmgren, Most Improved. Steven Salas, Coach of the Year. 16-22. Let's go ahead and get this done, man. I think we can do it. D'Lo, Paul George, Sabonis, Ben Simmons, Miles Turner, Isaiah Stewart. I mean, the changes look like they worked, at least regular season wise, as I mentioned, man. We got Miami here in the first round, Brogdon, Hero, Butler, Achua, and Bam. Yeah, I'm sorry that it's not updated and Precious Achua is still on that team, man. It's only going to come back and bite me in the ass, if anything. Wow, we win in 6, moving on to Detroit. Cade Hayes there. Oh, my God, they always sign. Who the hell is your center? Vincent Iwuchukwu? I don't know. That Detroit team always turns... No. Oh, my God. We lose 2 straight, and then we go on to win 4 straight. And here comes Philly, man. We got their old friend, Ben Simmons. There's no way this team's beating us, right? They shouldn't even be in the East Finals. We win, and oh, boy, here comes San Antonio. Oh, God, they got Emoni Bates. That's scary as hell. Devin Vassal's who I was talking about. He's typically starting at small forward, and because they typically don't have Emoni Bates. But, yeah. That San Antonio team's pretty scary. I'm hoping we can go ahead and get this done, man. It would be cool to not win a playoff series before this year and then go ahead and get a championship all in 1 year. Do we get it done, man? We do! Ben Simmons, Finals MVP, shutting up the haters, and we get it done in 6 games, man. Wow. We actually completed this without a 90 overall, but oh my God. I was nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. I was very nervous. So, wow. We got that one done, man. It felt good. You know, I'm hoping you Pacers fans in my comment sections aren't mad at me for trading all your favorite players, but at the end of the day, I did get you a championship. So, yeah, I had fun with this one. If you guys did enjoy, as always, you guys could leave a like down below. You guys could subscribe to the channel. I would definitely appreciate that. And you guys got any other video ideas for me? Feel free to let me know. I've had 4 videos planned in a row, so I do want to apologize. A lot of you guys are like, where the hell is this video? Where the hell is this video? I'm sorry. I know I told a lot of you guys I do a lot of videos, and I will get to them. I've just had 4 videos in a row that I've had planned that I had to get out. So tomorrow is the final one of those. Seriously, though, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend so far. The video tomorrow is actually going to be pre-recorded. I'm about to record it right now. I'm recording 2 on Friday night because actually I'm going away tomorrow. But, yeah, that pretty much wraps this one up. Hopefully you Pacers fans are happy with me. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.